Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Sarah.
And together we're
Finders
Keepers.
Yay for us.
Yay.
Okay, I'm going to go back behind the camera.
She's manning the camera today. With Truman, our cameraman. And today, I just want to thank everyone for coming. You're here at Finders Keepers Facebook Live. And we're going to be doing a card demo kit. And we're going to be doing our Hedgehugs cards. It's so cute.
From Lawn Fawn.
They're so cute. They're so cute. I just love them.
Rach, tell them about when we went to Creativation and we walked into the Lawn Fawn booth because you lasered in on these.
I saw the hedgehogs.
She kind of has a thing.
If you guys have been following us at all, then you know that we love hedgehogs. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for joining us this morning. So if you follow us at all, you know that I love hedgehogs and I want one. Yeah. So I kind of just
laser vision
on,
and she wouldn't leave it alone. Would not.
I just kind of.
So that was the first thing we ordered. Yeah.
So I told Sarah, hi Maribel, thanks for joining us this morning. I told Sarah, I said we have to do something with the hedgehogs. I'm making an executive decision, and she didn't object too much.
Yeah, no.
So that was good. That was good. But I'm going to start with just showing you what you're going to get. This kit is up now, right? It's up live in our shop. It's $20, right? Mm-hmm. We do have a couple of miscellaneous items that you can add on, but here is what you're going to get in your kit. And then these are some of the miscellaneous items that you can get also. Here, let me set this down. Some sequins and some buttons. So I'm going to get into those later. But first we're going to start off with what you get in your kit. So I'm going to start with the paper, and you get this great assortment of all these. Good morning, you guys. Let me separate everything out. Okay, so I want to show you that you're getting 8 pieces of cardstock, and they're actually in the envelopes. Okay, so that's just to kind of help you guys know that this is a heavier cardstock, and we use those for the bases. And when you get your kit, you may want to just, the first thing right off the bat, you may want to go ahead and take them out and fold them. You could score them first. I don't typically do that, but
you renegade. Look at her.
I'm just
doing it without any kind of ruler. Just doing it.
And then, Sarah, can you see the bone folder over there?
Yeah, I think I can.
If you have a bone folder, great. You can use that with which to score, or you can just use your nail like I'm doing here. To get a nice crisp fold, and then there you go, you have your base of your card. So you can go ahead and do that for all 8 of your cards. Just going to slide that back in the envelope and set these aside for right now. But that's just so you know, this is not what you stamp on. You can if you want to switch stuff up, but these are your 8 card bases with the envelopes. So I'm going to set that aside. And then the next pieces are the 2 pieces of white cardstock, which these are the 80-pound
Lana?
Lana. Hi, Lana. Thanks for joining us. These are what you're going to stamp on. So these 2 loose pieces are what you're going to stamp on.
And they feel different.
They feel different. You can tell the difference. This is a heavier, this is 110 pound, and this is 80 pounds. So it's a little lighter, a little thinner. And this is also a little smoother. Like the bases have a little bit of tooth to them. And so we're going to set that aside for just a second because we're going to stamp really quickly. And then we have these beautiful colors of paper. I'm having a tickle this morning. We have these beautiful papers. We have 2 shades of green, and you'll see why. We're going to make some grass with these. And then we've got this lovely brown, a gray, and a blue. So these are lots of fun, different colors to use. So we're going to set that aside for just a moment. I'm going to finish showing you everything that you get in the kit before we start stamping. And next up, out of this bag, so you're getting 2 bags, and then here are the stamps and the die.
Really nice stamps.
Look at these, are great. These are photopolymer stamps. We use acrylic blocks, so if you don't have any, you're going to need to pick some of those up. Hopefully we're going to soon be selling them in our shop, so we can just be your one-stop shop.
Or if you're like Rachel, you can use the back of your phone, which she does. I've seen her do.
I do use the back of my phone for stamping. I admit it. Hey, when you're in a pinch and you need to stamp, you need to stamp.
right then.
Right then and there. So
Yes.
here's the little hedgehog. You guys see that? We have a camera going on up top here too, so when we get this up on YouTube, we can do some of the closer in shots for you. So we're going to be using these. And then this paper, which is also from Lawn Fawn, which is just yummy. Yummy goodness. They're like watercolor paper. Can you guys see? It's like just a very, thank you, cameraman Truman, giving me some water so that I'm not dying on you. But you see these beautiful colors, and it's a rainbow kind of color. And so we're going to pretty much, I think we're using all of them in all of the cards. So we're going to set that aside for a minute. And this is the fun stuff. So if you don't have punches, one of the stamps that we're going to use does use a little heart. And I'm going to show you the cards in just a second. We'll go through the cards one at a time. So we made you a little template with Post-it note just to be helpful. So you're going to use this as a mask, and you'll see that later. We also gave you the other little piece of the heart template if you want to use that to trace anything if you don't have the stamps, or the punches rather. And then we've also offered, we printed one out on cardstock for you, but we also have this as a free printable, and there's 4 of them on a page. So you can use these with your future cards to make whatever you want. You can not use the Sending Hedgehug sentiment and use these. Ta-da is pretty much our favorite, I think. And hello, happy birthday, hi, I'm sorry, enjoy, thinking of you, congratulations, congrats, thank you, thanks, I love you, celebrate, many thanks, you're a great friend and you're amazing. So these are, we tried to match the font that went with the stamp set so that it would coordinate. And again, if you print out this on regular cardstock, you get actually 4 of these. This is a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And then these are a little sticker set that you can use. They're a bunch of little circles that you can use to seal the back of your envelopes.
Closer a little bit.
You guys see that?
Yeah, there we go. Can you see the little word bubbles in it?
They're little word bubbles, because you guys know we love our word bubbles.
Yeah.
So you've got that, and so you can show those, and you get, I think it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11. You get 11. So you can certainly make more cards with the sentiments, and you know, your stamp set you've got, and your die forever. So you can make many, many, many cards. Many. Just cards. I was going to throw them, but then I decided against it. So I'm going to show you each of the cards. We're going to go through them really quickly, one at a time. Here's the first one, the Sending Hedgehugs. And this one uses some of those buttons that we're going to use. You don't have to use them, but I think it adds a little flair to them. This is the second card, the Sending Hedgehugs. And on this one, we used a little bit of the sequins. You don't have to. Again, you can just do... I'm going to show you, I'm going to put a little ground on there so they're not just floating hedgehogs.
And you can also use the sequins as confetti inside the
confetti. That, because everybody loves that, right? You open up a card,
I do it all the time.
Over. Glitter, confetti.
I do it
love
all the time.
Love it. This little guy is just a little single individual hedgehog, and he's just sending you hedgehogs because he's adorable. And this is the little ground that you can do very quickly. I'm going to be using chameleon pens today. I don't remember what order they were in. Here's the little, Sarah called this yesterday in our state of the paper for the grannies.
Yeah.
Look at their little gray hedgehogs. Their little gray hedgehogs. Hi, Robin. The little gray hedgehogs say hi. Yes, I'm weird. And if you say a comment, we will call you out. So please do. If you have any requests, sometimes we do musical interludes. Sarah's just laughing at me.
Yeah.
Here's one that doesn't even have hedgehogs on it. It's just says sending, and these little hearts, they're actually die cut from the die. So we're going to show you that too.
It's a really nice kind of embossed.
They look they look like they're embossed. Yeah. Another layer. Here's one where if you were sending hedgehogs, but then you said the wrong thing, maybe, and these little guys. Says, I'm sorry. Somebody said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. And again, we used the buttons to make little flowers in the field.
Yeah.
Field. And so here's where that mask comes in for the heart, and we just used some pink ink and we just stamped it a bunch of times so you get a bunch of different variations on the color for the ink.
Rach, we have a request for close-up, so I'm zooming in on that card a little bit.
Okay.
Can you see that?
We have really good photos of these on the product page. You can look in the gallery, you guys. I know I'm kind of going fast, but we've got a lot to cover this morning.
And as we make them, we'll do more close-ups.
And yeah. We'll do some more close-ups now.
So let's zoom in on
and
this
is our favorite. Ta-da! You guys see? You guys see them? Look at how cute it's a pile of hedgehogs. Aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh, I just want to take them home. I just love them. I just think they're adorable. Sarah and I had so much fun making these cards. And they came together really quickly, very easily, which was really nice because you don't want something that's going to take you forever to get through it. I've got my little cheat sheet here. And then another printable that we have online for you. And I want my adhesive. Sarah's got it. This is a printed template to show you the cutting guide, cutting suggestions. You guys do not have to do these exact same cards. You can be as creative as you want, or you can make it as easy as you want too if you want to just follow exactly along. And so those 2 pieces of cardstock that you get, one of them we stamped all the hedgehogs on. I'm going to do that right now. And the other one we cut apart. I'm going to do that in a few minutes. So this is another one of those free printables that you can get. So I am going to do a little stamping here with my little hedgehog stamp. Again, these are the photopolymer, so I don't know if you can see that, but I put them both on the one stamp. You can position them and have them be whatever be wherever you want on the stamp. I'm going to actually open this one. You have to be careful. I have misplaced this tiny little heart stamp. It's itty bitty. So I'm going to borrow this one from another set that we have, because we're going to need these little hearts too. But you can position those however you'd like on your page. We're using Memento Tuxedo Black ink today. It works really good. We're going to, like I said, we're going to be using the Chameleon markers, or if you're using Copic markers, this works really great.
Because any alcohol marker will just smear, right, Rach?
Right. You have to be really careful. Ink. If you're using some of the traditional water-based inks are not waterproof because they are water-based. This also I'm stamping on the Nina 80-pound cardstock. I do have some of the other ones we've done. We're using the Mohawk 80-pound.
Super fine.
Super fine. So again, if you watch our State of the Paper from yesterday, we did a blind. I was going to say a blind taste test, Sarah.
Yeah. It was because she eats paper. You need to know. There, it's out. We said it.
I eat paper. I'm a paper nerd. So, thank you for that. So, as you can see now, I've just stamped a bunch of hedgies. For all these cards that we're making, we needed, was it 17? No, 16. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 hedgehogs that we stamp and cut out, and then we also stamp a couple of them that are not cut out. Now I'm taking the sentiment, and in this extra space on the top, I'm just going to stamp that a few times because we need some banners. Because you want to put your sentiments on there. And this just says sending hedgehogs, so I'm just going to stamp.
And Rach, isn't it kind of a good idea to leave lots of space around those, right? Because you never know how you want to trim them. So you always want to leave your options open.
Correct. I'm going to cover up my ink pad because I will get black ink all over everything. And I'm really good at that. So now you can see I can trim these out into little banners that we then put on the website. Put on the cards. So now I have a bunch of little hedgies to color. So now comes the fun part, one of the fun parts. I have already started, I'm just going to kind of jump through the magic of television. I'm just going to kind of jump and my camera people are being funny. So it's okay. So I've already started coloring with the little, with the hedgies. And so I'm going to just continue coloring here. These are the Chameleon pens, and they're really great. They come in a variety of shades and colors. And
can we also remind people about the 2 views, so the YouTube thing?
So once we get this going, like I said, we're recording up here too, so you guys can have a top view, and you'll be able to see like how I'm actually shading and stuff. There's an art to this. It's not hard, but there is an art to it. And these pens have a brush tip, if you guys can see that. I'm trying to kind of show both cameras here. And then there's also it's a nib tip. So you can kind of get both options. And these have this really cool color changing chamber. So it's great for gradations. Here, let me cover that. No. Okay, now I'm all confused. That needs to go in there. Okay, so if you take the brush tip and you insert it into this color changing chamber.
Oh, I love it so much.
And so Sarah always has to do sound effects.
I call it the kissing chamber.
Because it's the kissing. They're kissing.
Yeah.
And so the longer you leave it here, the more of a gradation you can get. And so I'm going to show you on this paper. I know you're not going to really be able to see much here, but you'll be able to see in the overhead. As you start coloring, see how it's light? It's like almost nothing, and then it starts to get darker and darker and darker until you get your full color back. And so you can get some really neat gradations with these pens using them in this way. I'm not going to do that right now, but I definitely wanted to showcase that because hopefully we're going to be selling. I keep looking this way because Sarah's standing right there. Hopefully, there she is. She's my cheerleader for me today. I'm a little nervous.
Yay, Rachel!
Yeah. We're going to hopefully be selling these in our shop.
Oh, we will be, yes.
Because we really love them. And we love the Copics too, and we're actually going to be going next month to do some Copic training. And so anything that you can do with a Copic, you can do with a Chameleon pen also. And so when you start to put this color down, I'm actually coloring the whole little guy with this light, light, light brown. Then I'm going to take my next color of brown, which is the NU3. This first one was NU00, and then NU3. And I'm just going to kind of go around and give him some shading. And then you go back with the lighter color again, and you kind of shade it back out. And what this does is it gives it that fine little, the gradation of color. If you can see, I know you can see it a little bit better. So there's like the darker to the lighter. So that's just using two colors. And so you can get some really nice variations just by doing that. And I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more color to him. I'm going to color his little feet and maybe give him a little shadow on his belly. And then you just kind of keep coloring him in. And then I'm going to bring in this BR2 Hot Cocoa and just add a little bit more with then, and you just kind of keep switching back and forth from the darkest to the lightest. And filling him in, and then until you get him the way you like him. And they all just kind of blend together, so it's really cool.
Rach?
Yes?
We have a friend from France.
We have some. Bonjour! Who's from France?
Natalie.
Hi, Natalie! Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear from you. Yes, sorry. Sarah and I are still together, and we're still goofy as
making
ever.
trouble on the internet.
Getting in trouble on the internet. We're so glad you stopped by. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, how are the horses? No, now I'm going to go off on a tangent and talk to Natalie, our friend from France. We got people everywhere, you guys. You guys are getting in with us, getting in good. So then Natalie, Sarah used to be a teacher. Well, she's still a teacher, but that's how we met Natalie. She came and did like some student teaching, and it was so fun. We had her.
Yeah, we had a best time.
We had so much fun with Natalie. We got in a lot of trouble, but we had a lot of fun. Okay, so now I'm just trying to get these little guys colored, and this is kind of you know that adult coloring book thing that's going on. It's very I want to say it's therapeutic because sometimes you just need to release that inner child and play with your coloring, and it's kind of like the zen of adulthood. The way I like to look at it. And you just keep, and two, you can keep going over and over your colors, and this paper is great. It doesn't pill, and you can get lots of really good variations. As you can see, we've got light, dark, and medium. You know, there's lots of different variations that you can get. Right now, these the Chameleon pens are really fun to use for this coloring, but they're also great if you print out. I think you have to use laser printer ink. But if you print out just coloring sheets, you can color with these too. And so then all my, oops, I forgot.
They do bleed through.
They do bleed through. So here's the front. Okay, you guys can see that. And then it bleeds through on the back. So you want to make sure that you have some sort of a work surface so that you don't stain your table, or, you know, you don't want to upset anybody with that. And I forgot to color in all my little hearts. Where's my pink? Oh, here it is, pink. So then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to color in my little hearts here, because we're going to cut all of those out too. If you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to comment. We've got Truman and Sarah manning the cameras, and I will try to answer them if I can, but I'll try. So here's...
We do have a comment here, Rach.
We have a comment. What is Maribel says, I want to play with those markers. We'll get your booty over here. Let's play. We can have a special guest star. But as you can see, you can do lots and lots of variations. Yesterday on our State of the Paper, we were showing, like I said, we had our paper test. And so here's a little elephant, and then our little girl that's going. And somebody's calling. We're so important.
Yeah.
And then we did a little kitty cat, you know. Lawn Fawn was really great. When we placed our order with them, they sent us a lot of sample, like a little demo set of stamps. And so we got to play with them and play with some different colors and everything. So that was kind of fun. Next, I want to show you too how when I do my coloring, and everybody does it differently. And so we have I take the markers that I'm using, and I do a little swatch, and then I write down all the colors that I'm using. When Sarah does hers, she makes a little swatch on her work spot and then lays the marker with them. That's how her husband, the architect, does it too. So we learn all kinds of fun ways to keep track of what we're doing. But then this way I can reference this at any time if I want to go back and recreate sort of those same color families, that same look or feel to a particular image, especially if you're mass producing or making a bunch of cards. So that's kind of fun. So next, what I want to show you, I'm going to sneak behind you for a minute. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. She tries to sneak, but it doesn't work. I don't let her get away with that. That's not how we roll. It's not how I roll. So then I'm going to just pull in my paper trimmer. This is our Stampin' Up! Trimmer, which we love, we love, we love. And I'm going to cut this at 1/2 inch. It just depends on, you know, where you want to have that little saying, because I like to cut those off so that I can use those later. So I'm just going to set that aside, and I'm not going to cut all of these out because it takes a little bit of time to kind of cut these. So I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, and I'm going to bring in my die. Now, when you get the dies, they are connected. Okay, so let me show you how that is. When you get them, they're just kind of attached to this card, but you see how it's all connected and the little hearts there? All you have to do is just bend them apart. Now, there's little metal prickly things sticking out. So if you want to, you can certainly get a pair of wire snips and a trash can, because it kind of goes flying. And I'm just going to get up right next to it, close to it, and I'm going to put this over the trash can. Can you guys see that in the shot? And I'm going to snip it off. Just because you don't want to be sticking yourself. And again, you really want to make sure, because those little metal snips go flying, and you don't want it to end up in your eye. You know, maybe I should have had some goggles this morning. So I already had one all set up, and the little heart that's in the middle of this, you can do the same thing. You just kind of twist it or snip it out with your snips. Either way will work. So I'm going to set that aside. And we'll get back to that, because where are the ones that I did already? Where's my dies? It's live. It's a live show.
Did you put them in the little bowl?
No. Where's my dies? So it's live. You know, it's all good.
No worries.
Oh,
We're just
no,
going to...
We're going to use the ones that we have there. And I'm leaning out of the shot now.
That's okay, Rach. Why don't we just grab these?
I'm just going to grab these.
Yeah.
And so I am going to use my snips and cut these apart, because this is a little unwieldy. And I'm just going to cut those all into strips. Then I place them on my Big Shot, and my Big Shot sandwich is the cutting plate with both tab 1 and tab 2 So both of those, these are really thin dies. And then I'm going to put my little hedgehog there, put this little guy there. Now I have to make sure and take this heart out. Oh, there they are. Do
you want yours? Or?
Yes, can I have that? Because this one is stuck. This little heart is so tiny. Okay, and so these little guys, they fit right over. I know you guys can't see this as well on that camera, but you just place them right over there. Truman, can you grab a Post-it, a sticky note from over there? Now, if you are lucky enough to have the magnetic die or the magnetic plate to use with your Big Shot, that is great and wonderful and awesome. Be aware that that magnetic, thank you, bud, that magnetic die is not completely magnetic. So there's magnets placed throughout the plastic. And so when you try to put stuff down, sometimes they'll jump around. So I went back to my old traditional version, and then I'm just using a Post-it note to kind of hold them in place. And then you put your top one on. Crank, 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 crank. Ta-da! Set this aside. And then when you pull these out, you have these perfect little hedgehogs that are all cut out. And this teeny tiny little heart. It's so cute. Look at it. Look at it. Do you see it? Are you guys looking at this?
Yeah, I don't know if they're seeing it.
I don't think they're seeing it.
Maribel, are you seeing it? Yeah, it's good.
Get closer up here. Can you guys see that? Isn't it cute? So now we have our cute little dies of our hedgie. Oops, I lost my little heart. And I just threw them over here because through the magic of video and television, I already have these all cut out. Because you guys don't want to watch me do that. That's boring. So let's take this. I'm going to give this over to Sarah. And she's going to take care of that tiny little heart die for me.
I'll take care of this for you, Rachel.
Thank you, Sarah. See, it's great to have friends. I have a little sip of water there. So now what we want to do, and here I'm going to hand you this one too, Sarah, so you can put that back together. Thank you. So now that we have all of our little hedgehogs cut out, I want to go ahead and trim our extra piece of white. Remember that cutting guide that I talked to you about? Let me get all this stuff out of the way here. So remember you have now, you've stamped one. Thank you, Maribel, for seeing the little heart. It was hiding. It likes to play hide and seek. So remember you had 2 sheets of this white. One of them we stamped and we put little hedgies on. The other one, I need that cutting guide, please, Sarah. If you want to make exactly the same cards that we did, this is where I started, okay? So I'm just going to cut this out really quick. I'm going to do a 3x3. So again, just lining it up on the 3-inch. And then I'm going to cut another 3-inch. So now we have a 3x3 square and a 3x2.5, right? So can you guys see that? Can you see where I'm going with that? Ta-da! See? See? Okay, so I'm not going to continue to cut all that out because we already have it over here.
That cutting guide's on our website, right?
It's on the website. It's on the instruction page. It's going to be on the product page. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Same with the sentiments. The
Right.
sentiments with the free printable download for that is everywhere.
We were going link crazy yesterday.
Yeah, we were. We kind of got into a little bit of a linking badness. Not good.
We had to make charts.
We had to make charts for our linking. It was kind of funny. So now we're going to do a little bit of stamping on this too. And I like to leave this out so that I can remember what was where. And this gets just the plain sentiment because again, I think we need like a total of 3 banners or something that comes through there. So I'm just stamping the Sending Hedgehugs right in the middle. So very easy, easy peasy. Set that aside. These numbers over here. And then we have a couple of things. This piece gets the 2 little hedgehogs and a heart. So most of them are die cut, but this one we decided to just go ahead and stamp it. Just to stamp the straight up little hedgehogs. Come here, let go. There we go. And then we have our 3x3 square, which uses our template. This is our heart stamp, our heart punch that we used with a standard 3x3. This is from Stampin' Up. I don't know if they still carry this, but I'm just dropping this in and punching that heart. And then it comes right out. And then, this is kind of fun. I'm just gonna put this right over this page. It pretty much is centered already. Then we're gonna take this tiny little heart off. We're gonna put him on a smaller stamp. It's just easier to work with. And clean him off a little bit just to make sure he's not got some stuff. And then I'm gonna be using, this is Stampin' Up, it's Melon Mambo ink. And you just stamp. And again, I believe I said that we stamped off. So when you stamp once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you can get about 4 colors out of this stamp. And I'm just stamping all over. And it's just creating sort of this little pattern to fill in that stamp or that punch mask. And you want to, when you're doing something like this, you want to make sure that you do go outside the edges and kind of go around it, because that's going to really give you a nice crisp line. Okay. Close up my ink, because again, I will get ink everywhere. And then you get this really cute little heart. Isn't that neat?
Oh, can we zoom in on that? There we go. Very cute.
Okay, so now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to really start putting stuff together at this point. Oh, we did have one more. We needed to stamp sending. So I need to clean this stamp because we're going to do another type of masking, which is where we only ink up part of the stamp, if you guys are familiar with that at all. So this we want to just say sending. Okay, so it's for this little card. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the stamp set right over the ink pad. And so it's only got the sending is on there. And I'm just going to kind of center it. That's the beauty of the photopolymer stamps. You really have a lot of control over where it's being stamped. And then I did forget too that we need to do on the big piece here, we're going to stack the words. So this is all one word this way, but we're going to stack it. I got my stamp wet. I'm using my pants to dry it. So we're going to do sending. No judgment. No judgment. Sending. And then we're going to clean it. Dry it off a little bit because I got my cleaner a little too wet. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm only going to ink up the word Hedgehugs. And then I can turn it around and I can just center it right on top of that. And so see, that's how we can get a nice stacked heading with that. All right, so stamping is done, I think. Pretty sure. We love you too, Natalie. So most of our cards are a simple base. This is a 2 3/4 inch circle die that we're going to use. So now I'm going to actually put the cards together. So I'm going to bring out my sample so that you can see what we're doing. So this is the first one we're going to put together. Okay, so this is using this bedazzled blue cardstock from My Colors. We're going to trim that down to 4 by 5 1/4, which is typical matte for our card base. Then we're going to get our card base going so that I can just look at it. And we're going to pick our yellow. We're going to get our yellow paper. And Truman, can I have the big shot, please? Sarah took the big shot away from me and then she left. She doesn't love us anymore.
How could she?
So then we're just going to cut a circle out of the yellow. And if you don't have the punch, then you can use the template to punch the little star. I mean the heart. So see, I just lined it up in there, punch out the heart. There we go. Now we have our little heart. Sorry. So we're gonna start adhering everything together. Oh, you know what I did forget, Sarah? Is our fringe scissors over there. Can you grab those for me?
Yes.
Now these scissors are really cool, but you can certainly just use your straight up, snips for this. And so we're gonna take our green, our I just used this color of green. And this is, Rachel's going a little crazy right now. Now I need my instructions because I forgot. 1.5 inches. 1.5. 1.5. And this actually needs to be trimmed also to 5 because those sheets are half sheets, and so you're getting trimmed to 5 1/4 rather. And then we take these really cool groovy scissors. Can you guys see those? You see that it's like 4 pairs of scissors in one. Can you see that? Okay.
You could do this with regular scissors too, though.
Yes, you could totally do it with regular scissors. And then I just go through. I'm leaving about 1/2 inch at the bottom, and you just do that all the way across. And this is how we get that grass. This is how we get that grass. Wow. This is how we get the grass. And then we have to mow the grass. And then we have to make the grass very pretty. Rachel's a little rainy. So then we have to mow the grass. I like to do this over a trash can because it makes a mess. And I'm just going to kind of, see, it's still going everywhere.
It's okay because it's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun. It's like confetti.
My dad used to say a creative mess is better than tidy idleness.
We don't have any tidy idleness here.
No. Nothing tidy, nothing idle.
Nothing at all. But this is kind of a fun thing if you want to have the kids do it, and then you can really have it all over the place. All right. Then we can put down, and I like to do this where I kind of do them both at the same time. So I go ahead and put the adhesive. My adhesive is not wanting to work for me right now. And we're using Tombow Extreme, which is really
extreme.
Sticky. It is extremely sticky when you can get it to stick. And so I kind of do these at the same time so that I can place them exactly the way I want them. So I go ahead and layer them like that, and then I layer them onto the blue. Then I can grab 2 of our little hedgehogs, and we want to kind of stick them in the grass there. We need 3 little hearts. And I'm going to use this, this is our fine tip glue pen that we got from Stampin' Up, which is great because it's so tiny. And it just gives you just enough glue.
And we'll put a link.
Yes, we'll put a link to everything. Oops. Stick that down. My little guy. This is where it gets fun when you start adding the embellishments and the cuteness. You get the cute factor going on. Because we love cute here at Finders Keepers. And I'm just using a little tiny bit on them. And I kind of wanted to stick them down in the grass so that they look like they're, you know, kind of poking up. Because they're in love. They're in love, Sarah.
Hedgehogs in love.
Hedgehogs in love. Now, where did my sentiment go? Here's one.
This reminds me of Rach, that song. Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam.
Do the jitterbug in Muskrat Man. Okay. Yes. I know my 70s music sometimes.
That's the Carpenters, right?
I don't know.
I think that's the Carpenters.
I don't know. Can somebody look that up? Because we're using both our phones, so we can't look it up just yet. It sounds like it might. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Can you trim some of those out for me, Sarah?
The Sending Hedgehogs?
Yes, please. And then I'm just going to cut this one down. We're going to add him to the front. I'm going to say Sending Hedgehugs. And this card is really, it's done. Now, we want to take you on to the next level and put some buttons on it. So I am using mini glue dots with our tiny little Buttons Galore tiny buttons, which are so cute. And I'm going to, let's see, which ones did we do here? I just actually put them on there. I'm going to turn my sample around so I can just put them back on the same way. And these kind of look like little flowers, I think. This was Sarah's idea to kind of put the buttons on there, and they look like little flowers in the grass.
Oh, we have an answer.
Oh, yes, do we? Who's saying Muskrat Love?
Well, your mom.
Oh, of course.
She knows.
Thanks, Mom.
And here it is.
Oh, it was Captain and Tennille.
Okay.
Should have known.
I was wondering. The captain.
The captain with his little captain hat.
Never said a word.
Nope. Thank you, Mother. My mom and dad this morning caught a raccoon in their attic. So they've had a busy morning this morning. All right. So there we go.
Oh,
That's
zoom in
our
on that.
first card.
There it is. Nice.
Very cute. I like it. I like it. I like it. What do you guys think? Do you like it?
We're giving it a thumbs up.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Oh, we got 3 thumbs up
Three
here.
thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so there's our first card. Moving on. Sarah, could you also fold these bases for me?
Yes.
That would be a big help. Next, we're going to do the brown. Where'd you go, little guy? These. Aren't they cute? So this is going to be our next one. This one goes together really fast. So we might speed some of this stuff up for you guys. I don't know how bored you are now. Can I have the trimmer? I just like to talk, you see. And I talk a lot. Ask Sarah. She's like, I need quiet. I need to think, Rachel. You need to stop.
When I'm doing numbers work. Yeah. And then you know what she does? She'll start talking to herself. Yeah. I'll say, okay, I need for the next 5 minutes, I need quiet while I do numbers. And then she'll start going, okay, well.
Okay, and then I talk to myself.
And then she starts talking to herself. I'm like, Rachel?
Rachel, stop talking.
Okay, define quiet.
Stop it.
Yes.
I know when to shut up. I can shut up, shutting up.
Uh-huh.
That was a Looney Tunes cartoon. You don't have to tell me to shut up. I know how to shut up. I'll shut up, shutting up. Right? Okay, so I'm putting some brown cardstock onto my base. I'm going to use one of my other little banners here. My pre-stamped little, 2 little guys. And I'm going to color those in really quickly. You can see how quick this goes. We like to play around here a lot, and we do a lot of singing here in the studio.
La la la.
Yesterday we sang all over that State of the Paper. Like
We did Sesame Street
we did
songs.
Sesame Street. We did
Beauty and the Beast.
We did all kinds of stuff. Sarah got to see Beauty and the Beast over the weekend. She said it was really good.
Really good.
Really good. She said it was really good.
Okay.
She really
We're gonna lose viewers.
She really enjoyed watching Beauty and the Beast last weekend.
Now you're sounding like
I don't know what I'm sounding like.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. And then color the little feet. And then I'm going to take this really light brown. And I wanted to show you guys how I just very lightly just did some random colorless blender. I just really lightly put some color down. And then I'm going over it with the colorless blender. You just don't want them to be standing, look like they're just kind of
Floating
around.
It just gives them a little base to stand on. And they appreciate it.
You guys see that?
In their own hedgehog way.
In their own hedgehog way, they appreciate having a ground to stand on. I would appreciate having a ground to stand on for sure. Then I'm going to take my banner. I'm going to snip off one side here. And I'm going to snip off another, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space so that I can make a flag. Because what is a banner without a flag, right? And then I do this to break up the fibers and so that I can make it like bend a little bit. And then we're gonna add that here. I'm just gonna stick him down right about here. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive right in the middle of that.
Rach, I noticed when you're using that extreme tombow, you have to do a little switch direction really fast. Because what happens if you don't, Rachel?
If you don't, then you get those boogers. So if I
yeah, you just pull on it. Well, you can't really see that, but
it's kind of hard to see.
It won't detach, and it makes a big mess.
I don't know if you guys can see that. It does make a big mess, and so then it doesn't stick back down onto your next
thing. So you go along and right.
You go
sharp turn to the right.
You go.
Yeah.
Anyway, and with this one, I'm going to actually pull in some of our puppy paws. This is the sequin. What is the sequin and bead mix? It's called.
Yes, it's from Buttons Galore.
It's from Buttons Galore,
and they're little seed beads and little.
There's all kinds
sequins
of stuff here.
in gold and brown tones, real pretty, and it's kind of shimmery. It's you can find this in our miscellaneous shop on our website.
On our website. Can you guys see?
If we hold it up a little bit, we can zoom in up higher. Rach, there we go. You can kind of see. There's all different kinds of things going on there.
Can you guys see? There's seed beads and sequins and all different colors of beads and all different colors of sequins. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Tombow multi glue with a thin tip, and I'm just going to, right where I had that ground, I'm just going to add some of this glue. And then I'm going to drop some of these on here. And I'm just going to kind of place them into the glue. Make sure I get some of the beads and some of the sequins. And I'm not going to be able to pick this back up because it's going to be drying. So I'm going to pick this one back up so that you can see how they just make a cute little ground area for the little hedgehogs. So be sure and pick these up in the miscellaneous shop because that's a fun little addition. And again, then you put the rest of them in the card, and so when they open it, it's gonna.
I have a friend named Cliff who's very tidy, so I like to send him cards with lots of confetti inside because I think he needs that to step outside his comfort zone.
Who doesn't need confetti?
And that's me taking care of a friend.
Yes, that's just good friendship, Sarah.
Yeah, that's just what you do.
That's just good friendship. And Cliff so appreciates it. I know he does. I know he does. Okay, next up, we're going to do the granny card. It's so cute. I love the little gray hedgehogs. When we were playing with this, Sarah, I did all of mine brown. I don't know, I just did. And then Sarah, when I came over the next day to the studio, Sarah had done it in gray. And I thought they were so cute. So we had to make a card. We had to make a card of it. And so this is our card. So again, I'm trimming this down to 5 1/4 by 4. And then we're going to cut out of our blue paper. Now there's a blue, green, and a blue. Okay, so there's both. And so we're going to cut that again with the 2 3/4 circle. And when I cut this one, you want to be careful because I'm going to use this paper again. So I'm going to cut it about like that up in the corner because we're going to actually cut this and use this on another card. And if you don't have this 2 3/4 inch circle, you can go get a cup out of the cupboard, some sort of a round something, and trace around it and cut it out fussy cut. Look at that. We're very resourceful here.
Yeah. No need to buy a whole bunch of equipment.
You don't have to buy a bunch of equipment. We try to give you options. Okay. So now I can set that aside. We have a card base. We have this. We have this. We have some adhesive.
A little bit organized here, Rachel.
Thank you. I'm making quite a mess.
She's really doing it. That's how we do it here.
I'm making quite
no judgment here,
a
Rachel.
mess.
You've seen my
I've
workspace.
seen her workspace and it is just as messy.
Yeah, always. I don't think we have any more die cutting to do.
I don't think we do.
So I'm going to move this out of the way.
So again, I'm going to take another one of my little hedgehog banners. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit so I can do a flag on both sides this time. Because again, what's a banner without a flag? All I'm doing too is I'm just cutting a little V into the end of the rectangle. And then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here in the middle and kind of make it a little bit three-dimensional. When you put this into an envelope, yes, it's going to get a little smushed, but that's okay. And then we're going to get our two little hedgy guys. See, all I'm finding is girls. I need a boy hedgehog. Here's a boy hedgehog. Here's a boy hedgehog. And then I'm going to be using some dimensionals to pop them up just a bit. And I'm going to stand them up on their hind legs so they're kissing. Because they're cute that way.
That's real sweet.
They're kissing. They're gray and they still love each other. Because they're adorable. And then I'm going to put some little hearts. We're going back with our fine tip glue. And these little suckers are hard to pick up.
Now you did those hearts differently when you did the other card, Rach. Do you want to tell that about that other technique a little bit?
So another technique you can use is I actually took the, I just took some extra paper and I just doused it in the ink. I'll show you just one second.
Did you do it with an ink pad or with a marker?
I did it with an ink pad. You could do it with a marker. Just basically color. Like if you didn't have any pink cardstock or whatever color cardstock that you wanted, you can make your own cardstock with markers and ink. I took this ink pad and let me find a spare piece of cardstock here. Here's just some scrap cardstock. And then I literally just pounced it until I got it colored. Now this ink is really wet now, so I'm going to set that, I would set that aside to let it dry, and then I just use the little heart to die cut it out. So either way, you must be careful though, because sometimes when you do that, depending on what ink you're using, it may cause it to bleed a little bit.
When you use the glue.
When you use the glue, you
Yeah.
use adhesive. So just to be careful with that. But here are our little hedgehogs, our little gray guys.
So
And they're in
sweet.
love.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this might be cute for like a 25th anniversary even. You know, because 25 years, you're probably getting a little bit of gray after 25 years of being married.
What are
maybe.
you saying, Rach?
I'm not saying anything, Sarah.
Uh-huh. All right.
I'm not saying anything, Sarah. Nothing at all. It's not me.
Truman says that's harsh.
You have gray hair and so does Eric.
But no one would know. Yes, my brown is from a bottle. Now you know. There, we said it.
Yeah, just like yesterday, we didn't wear the same shirt.
Uh-uh.
We didn't wear the same shirt.
Not at all.
Now I want to show you this cute little I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to take both colors of the green cardstock. Ta-da! And can I have the trimmer, please? I need another piece of that. And I'm going to cut them at, the lighter green I'm going to cut at 2 inches, and the darker green I'm going to cut at 1.5 because I want them to layer. And so this is just an easier way to get them to layer. And then I'm also going to cut them down to 5.25 because they are currently 5.5. That's just like we did with the other grass. So I actually cut them a little bit different so that it could give it a little bit more texture. This one I'm not going to do with the French scissors. I'm just going to cut sort of a wavy line here.
Rolling hills.
Just some rolling hills. Hills that roll. And so that's lots of fun and easy. Let's grab another card base. And we're going to use our blue-green watercolor paper and cut that down to 5.25 by 4 because that's going to be our mat on that. 5.25. And I just get scraps everywhere. It's so much fun. Just making a mess. I like having Sarah here to clean up after me. It's always a good idea to have a helper to clean up after you. That's usually what children are for too. I'm just saying. Kids work well for that. And again, I like to kind of double these up so that I can see where I'm putting them down on my blue. So here's my little hills. And then is somebody making some comments? Who's picking on me?
No one.
Here's a little boy, or the little girl maybe has said something wrong, or the little boy. It doesn't matter. You can switch those up. And then I'm going to take my sentiment card. And I mean, if you wanted to make this a regular birthday card, you can just have them facing. They don't have to be, sorry. But I think it's adorable. She's walking away. Where's my sentiment card? Stuff is going everywhere. Here it is. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our sentiment card. And so we have all these different sentiments going on. And it should, if you print it out at 100%, now all printers are different, so I can't guarantee this, but it should come out just perfectly for you to cut just 1/2-inch strips all the way down. You may have to adjust a little bit. It might get a little bit off depending on your printer. And so just be aware of that, but you should be able to kind of just cut them at 1/2-inch increments. And so I'm just going to take the I'm sorry one. And we tried to add enough space in between these so you have about 1/2 inch on both sides no matter what. You may have a little bit more. It just depends. And then I'm going to again cut a little flag. Ah, that one got tiny on me. And then we're going to bring in some of these buttons again. And like I said, I'm using these glue dots. They're like the perfect size to add these little button flowers that are going on in our field here. Our rolling hills. Is that what you call them, Sarah?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I did. Call them rolling hills.
Okay, so I'm going to put a little center there, and a center there, and a center there. And then you just put, see how quickly these kind of just go right together when you have them all prepped. I love these little flower buttons. They're so cute. And I'm using 5 or 6 around it. It's just kind of, you know, depends on how squished up together you want them to be. Gotta be careful. You could mix them up. I'm using all blue on this one, and that one was all yellow. But you could certainly mix them up if you wanted.
So these are the tiny buttons from Buttons Galore.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
And they come in a little package. Did you show the package? You did, right? The little, yeah. This little cello package. And they're available too in our
miscellaneous shop.
Our miscellaneous shop. So there's a little, just an add-on. I think they're a couple bucks. Not a big deal.
$3.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Same with the sequins. They were like $2 or $3.
We would have included the sequins and the buttons in everything, but it was just we were trying to keep the price point down, and you can still make the cards and they can still be really nice without the buttons and the sequins. But this is just if you want to take it to the next level.
Step it up.
Step it up.
And so then here is our little
Ta-da! Oh, look. Let me zoom in on that one. Oh, look he's sorry.
He's sorry.
I'm assuming, now that's really sexist of me. I'm assuming that it's the man that said the wrong thing.
Well, see, and I was assuming that because she's walking away, that it was
her. Okay, well, you're a better person than I.
know. Hi, Kenneth. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, that's Ken Whitcomb.
That's one of
I know
Sarah's
him.
friends. So now we're going to move on to our next card, which is going to be the sending
Look
love.
Yeah, little hearts.
Is somebody sending us hearts?
No, you're sending hearts.
Oh, I'm sending hearts.
But I'm sure they would like to send hearts.
I thought someone else was sending us hearts, and I got excited there for a second. Did you see? Somebody's sending us hearts!
Look at them. Rachel, that's a little needy. You're going to scare them.
I'm sorry. I'm a little needy. I need the love, you guys. So again, I'm cutting this to 4 by 5 1/4. Same as most of our bases. We do have one card that it's the same size, but you could certainly cut it down if you wanted. So this one is a really fast, quick one. We're just going to place that on there. We're going to get our little sending. We're going to get some hearts. 1, 2, and 3. Should we do something?
That sounds like the lollipop commercials.
Yes.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Now you're a renegade, Rachel. I'm watching you glue these hearts, and she's very trusting. I always start with the middle heart because I'm always afraid it's not going to be centered. But look at her. She's got such a great eye. She's just doing it.
I'm just doing it.
Just doing it.
I'm actually kind of starting on the outsides.
You know what? Actually, this card is kind of blocking.
Card is in the way.
Yeah.
I was starting on the outsides, and I was going to go with the center.
You're just, yeah.
I'm crazy.
You're hardcore.
I am hardcore.
Yeah. That's right. She plays hardball. Paper crafting hardball.
I do.
That's awesome.
And it's really cute because they look like they're embossed. I just love it. I just think it's adorable.
It's just a really pretty simple card. And it would be a great card for, for sympathy or just for anyone you know who needs
to have some love.
A little friend.
I'm going to cut off 1/4 inch on this. Take a look at it. Yeah, I think I want to cut off another 1/4 inch.
Is it not centered, or is it just a little bit? You want it to be more rectangular.
I want it to be a little more rectangular.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by this is where I started with that cutting guide. That does not mean you have to stay where it is.
Well, in fact, this kit is not specifically for these cards. You can do anything you want with this stuff.
Yes.
You get tons of paper and equipment and to do all kinds of cool stuff.
Is it cool?
Yeah. I think it's cool.
Is it cool?
Who was doing that the other day? And we were like, oh my gosh, stop.
We were watching
a video.
Something on YouTube.
It was like an instructional thing, and the person kept saying, because I think this is really cool.
Cool. This is really cool.
Because I do it this way because that's really cool.
Yes.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I'll stop saying it like that. And then we're just going to plot
But it was really cool.
It actually was really cool.
Yeah.
That's why we were watching it, because it was cool. One of my little hearts is slipped.
I need to go to the hospital?
I might have to take it to the hospital.
Okay.
All right.
So
then there we go. Now we have some sending love.
Mm-hmm.
Very
That's sweet.
easy peasy.
That's sweet.
Okay, next up is our Sending Hedgehugs plain one. Okay, so this is where that blue that we cut before is going to come back in. Remember I told you that we were going to use that again. So we're also going to use the...
I didn't know you had done this, Rach. I was really impressed because I went to put the cards together and I thought, oh my gosh, look she used the paper with the hole in it in a really smart way.
Well, we don't want to just waste stuff. And
you can still use the paper with the hole in it.
Is really pretty. I really, really liked this paper. So this paper is actually trimmed to, let me look that up real quick, 3.5 by 5 1/4. Oops, I got an extra sequin here.
You sure did.
Very nice. So 3.5 by 5 1/4. So if I take this paper and I move it over to 3.5 and cut it this way, and then I take it and go this way for 5 1/4. Granted, you got a hole in it.
There's a hole in that paper, Rachel.
There's a hole in that paper, dear Rachel, dear Rachel.
Yeah, because that's a song.
It is. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. It is a song.
Okay. Yeah, I'll trust you on that one. Okay.
She can sing whenever she wants, but apparently I can't, you know? No. So we all sing, and we all love our singing voices, and we are all crazy that way. Okay. So we're going to... This is the card that I said you cut it the same as the base. I decided to do this one differently. So this one, you can see the blue goes all the way to the edge of the card. And with this one, I'm having the blue not go to the edge. I'm matting it like I do all the other ones. And so then we can place this onto here. And I'm going to put a little bit up in these corners. See, can you guys,
you can't see it, Rich, but it's like stringy.
It's stringy. So that's what we were talking about by that you have to kind of...
You don't make your sharp turns.
I didn't make my sharp turn there. And so by doing it this way, then these blues are the same size. And then here's my little hedgehog. Let's stick him down, or her, whichever one I pick up. This happens to be a boy. We're going to stick him right there. We're going to put on some hearts. I don't know, we always threes, you know. You always got to do stuff in threes. Drop. I have to kind of drop that on there.
It is. Odd numbers seem to work better for this kind of stuff, huh?
Yep. Collections, odd numbers in nature. It's that nature thing. Like if you look at flowers, typically don't they always have an odd number of petals or something?
No, Fibonacci sequence.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, flowers have the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the he loves me not thing would be different every time, or be the same every time, but it isn't.
You just got to know where to start. Now I'm going to bring in my marker to put him on the ground so that he's not just floating around. And I'm just doing a real light hand, and it's just kind of mixed there. And then blend it out a little bit. And then be careful because those hearts are not done drying, I don't think. I'm going to place this on here, and then this little guy will cover up that hole.
That's clever.
And we will be good to go, and no one will know.
See how smart she was? And no one even knows.
No one will ever know. No one will ever know. All right.
So where are we? How many cards have we made, Rach?
We have made 6 cards.
Nice.
And then this one is next. Our pretty gray. So we're going to bring that gray. Where's my gray paper? And some pink paper. My gray over here. I've lost my gray paper, Sarah.
No, you haven't. I've been collecting your papers and putting them back over there so that they're in the same place.
It's not here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I just called her wrong.
No, you just.
And then I took it back. And then I took it back. I can't get that back in. It's a really, really tiny.
I know, and it takes the eyesight of a person who's much younger than me, but I'm going to try.
Okay, so again, we're cutting our gray down as a mat, and we're cutting our pink down as a 3 1/4 square. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, so that our masked heart will lay right on top. And I'm just using dimensionals all over the place on this one. Because I can. Because I like dimensionals.
Well, and when you're doing something that's this big, you don't want it to like sag in the middle or something. Yeah. So it's nice just to give it support.
And we want to put this double layered because it's fun. Get another base. We've got one more to go, you guys. Hang in there. We're almost there because the best card.
She's like the fastest card maker in history. Look at this.
Is next.
I think you're setting a record. It is, and I'm hoping that people stick around to see it because it is.
It is the best.
It is the best. It's our favorite one. We saved it for last.
Saving the best for last because it's the best, and that's what we want to give you guys is the best always. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I've done? Please chime in. Again, if you're joining us later or something, we are Finders Keepers, and this is our Hedgehugs Card Kit Class demo. And here's our little heart. Look how cute that is. This is a really fast one
now.
obviously.
There we go. Yeah, nice. Really pretty. It could be a Valentine's card. It could just be something that goes with a gift.
Yeah.
Even could go with a wedding present. I mean, it's...
Oh, that's true. That would be kind of cool. I like that as a wedding gift.
Just catching the chat.
Then we're going to do this one more time. We've got a mat, 4 by 5 1/4.
4 by 5 1/4.
4 by 5 1/4.
Remember Bugs Bunny when he used to do the Raven poem? While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. Oh my gosh, I love
on my
chamber door.
chamber door.
Only this and nothing more.
Okay, then we're going to cut our green watercolor paper to 3 1/4 by 5, because that's going to layer right on top of that. And we're done with all of our cutting. So I can go ahead and put this down. I like to do 5 little pieces of adhesive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She does 5 little shorts. I do 3 long. I over-adhere, and I'm an over-adherist. And I go to Over-Adherist Anonymous. I openly... It's just like my stuff that if I glue it together, it ain't never coming up.
It's never coming apart. When Sarah glues stuff together...
She means it.
She means it.
Yeah, and so that's just the way it is for me.
So now I'm going back to my sentiment, my little sentiment.
Oh my gosh.
And so we're using the one that says ta-da. And I'm going to cut into the little, no, the flag is on this side of the ta-da. Your flag could be on either side, depends on where you have your pile of hedges at the end. And then I have just a toothpick, and I'm going to figure out my placement. I'm going to...
Did you hear that with glue dots, Rach? Is that like a...
I used adhesive.
Oh, just a...
But it's behind a dimensional.
Okay.
So I'll show you that. So I'm going to break off about 1 inch of my toothpick. What is this thing? What is this wooden thing that I'm using? And I'm just kind of folding it around. Can you guys see that? I'm just folding it around.
Can you do that, T? Go on that. Yeah. There, we can see that. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm just going to put some adhesive here so that it will adhere to it. And I even put the adhesive like where the toothpick is, so it's okay if it sticks to that even. Just straighten it out.
And this is that extreme adhesive, so it's going to stick.
It sticks really well.
It means it. It's like, okay, you ain't going nowhere, my friend.
So now I have a little ta-da!
Flag that says ta-da. Oh, could you lower that, Rachel? Thank you. Ta-da! Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. And now we need all of our other hedgehogs that we did. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see here. We have all kinds of colored hedgehogs here. Should we let the gray ones be in it too?
I don't know if they would be able to do it.
I don't know if they could. So I'm going to hold off on the gray ones.
I mean, my knees, no thank you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because we have plenty of hedgehogs. We have plenty of them. So we're going to take these guys. Now, I'm going to lay them out on my page the way I want. So we're going to have a base of 3. That sounds like a mathematical term. And then
the powers of
2.
7.
And then 1, and then we're going to have one little guy that's kind of crazy. And then I'm going to go back to my adhesives, and I'm going to pop up certain ones.
And some of them are popped up once?
And so this one is popped up twice, so I'm actually just putting one dimensional on top of another dimensional so that he's even higher.
And it's nice because it gives a real pile effect. Like this is a real stack of hedgehogs.
This guy is going to be popped up once. And this guy is going to also be popped up twice because I'm using part of him to hold that toothpick in place. So you can see.
Oh, right. You put the, come on in there, T. She puts the toothpick right behind the dimensional, so it's going to kind of snug the whole thing. It'll squish into it.
Yeah. I'm not going to put him on just yet because I'm going to put all the other little guys down so that I make sure that they're all in the right place, the right orders. You guys, this has been so much fun making these cards with you.
And you have made, what, 8
cards in a little over an hour?
We're going to be probably about, an hour and 15 right now for 8 cards. It's
pretty good.
And these cards, you could be able to use them for a while.
I mean, and again, with our sentiment printable, you can make these for birthdays. You can make them for, I mean, anything.
Yeah.
Birthdays, thank yous, miss yous, love yous, whatever. Whatever.
Oh, what was it that Krista said? This could be for like cheer?
Oh, for a cheerleading.
Yeah, for like congratulations if they do well. Okay, let's zoom in on that T. If they do really great in their competition or something, this would be a really great card.
Isn't it adorable?
It is. Super cute.
I just love it. I just love them. I just love them. I love them. I love them.
So there we have.
Let's see. 8, 7, 6, 5. Here's an envelope. 4, 3. Look at this, you guys. 2.
Yeah, big old pile of cards.
1. It's a pile of cards, just like it's a pile of hedgehogs.
Yeah. And we're at an hour 17, so that was well done, Rach.
Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to put them in the comments, and we will get back to you and respond as quickly as we can. In a couple of days, maybe by hopefully by Monday, this will be on our YouTube channel also with the overhead, so you can see some of the close-ups of the coloring and some of the other work that we did. And we just thank you so much for joining us. We are going to plan another one for next month. It'll be the last Friday of the month. We don't know what it's going to be yet. If you guys have some suggestions, you might want to leave those as some comments of something that you want to see us make or see us do. We do take requests for vocal. Nobody's going to do that. No. Nobody's going to do that.
Keep your day job, Rach.
Yeah. I know. But I have so much fun here, I don't want to quit my day job. So thank you guys very much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.